comments come in, but I know people that want to be on there. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, it's not usually that I do a video live, but I thought I would share something with everyone. That's in regards to the code. You know, I talk about the code all the time. I try to get everybody up on the code if they don't know it. So, in regards to the code here, I noticed that, okay, for one, I told y'all guys in the past that everything is connected. All the events we're seeing, such as, you know, the Olympics or police shootings of black people, you know, all these events, they're all connected. You see every last one of them in the film. In every film they give you. It's like, for one, they'll give you a film about aliens, they're really talking about you. They give you a film about robots, they're really talking about you. And you notice that they always have the humans go because the machines are the aliens. So, in regards to that, every film they're talking about is a race war. Well, we have 2 Avengers films coming out. One for 2018 and one for 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Well, what they're not telling you is that the new Avengers films are coming out just like the last Avengers film that came out. It's about a race war. In fact, I should say the first one was about a race war as well, because when Loki fought the Avengers, and he found out prior to the Avengers movie, he found out in the first Thor film that he was a actual descendant of the Bifrost people and not the Asgardians he once was told he was. Then he, you know, later on in the Avengers, the first Avengers film, he joins the the Bifrost people in taking over the planet. He needs a Tesseract to do that, right? Which the Tesseract is supposed to be the mind gem in the Marvel Universe. The Marvel Universe deals with 6 gems. Well, it's actually more than that. But they give you 6 for starters. The 6 gems you're dealing with is supposed to be the Soul Gem. Soul, that is. The Mind Gem. The Power Gem. Reality Gem. Hold on a second. Oh, Space Gem and Time Gem. I got it wrote down, but kind of getting the ones it was. You're dealing with those gems. So you have 6, right? Okay. Now, there is a 7 gem they did not talk about as much, but it has been exposed at one point in a little crossover that Marvel and this other old comic book company did back in the day. It was called the Ego Gem. Now it's supposed to be, its color was supposed to be gold. Well, anyway, all the gems are supposedly deal with this reality we're in. And in that reality, you you have this thing called a infinity gauntlet. Now, infinity gauntlet, it holds a glove that holds the gems together. Now, the person who wields the infinity gauntlet essentially controls every aspect of what we would call the universe. Now, we always say in the conscious community, so-called conscious community, whatever. You know how I think about it. We refer to as the universe being within us, right? And that we are the universe. Well, I say we're the universe, but people say it's in us. Okay. Well, anyway, we say we are the universe, right? Okay. That melanin is in the universe, and it's hard and that kind of stuff. Dark matter. Stuff we usually hear all the time. I really don't got to go into that deep. But they say that's in us, right? Okay. Well, if the person controlling the gun in his hand, his left hand, right? Then you're talking about the person who's controlling the universe is actually controlling you. And this is where I come into this subject. When they're talking about the infinity gems, they're talking about every aspect of the human body, mind, and consciousness. And many people refer to the soul and the mind, the body, whatever. They're talking about every aspect of that person. That's your blood. That's what you see. That's what you hear. That's how you feel, or what you're supposed to feel, or what they make you feel. That's every aspect of what they want you to see. So, in regards to that, so in this reality, and remember, they call the film the Infinity Wars. One of them's supposed to be called that, right? And the old comic book was called the Infinite Crusade. Well, the Infinite Crusade, you remember what the Crusades was. The Crusades supposed to be a religious war. And then they add the infinity there, and the gems, part of that infinity war. Then we go to Lord of the Rings. You hear about the Fellowship of the Rings, and there's supposed to be 12 of them, right? Well, it's supposed to be 12 infinity gems, right? But most people refer to the chakras, the colors. What they don't understand is that what we only dealing with how we understand. There's a multiplex of colors. So you can't always be reflective on one thing and say that, hey, this is based on the chakras. No, it's not. Because for one, you don't know what chakra is if you don't understand. That has no color. But I digress. Anyway, I'm going to read to you what these gems are supposed to be in the comic book version. Now, I have a feeling they're going to change this in the movie, but if they do change it, then that means what we don't see to what this correlates into this reality. But this is what it says. Okay. Now, in the comic book, they're called infinity gems. In the movies, they're going to be called stones. Okay. And so far, you've seen about 4. You haven't seen the time gem and the soul gem yet. The reality gem is supposedly on Vision's forehead. That's the gem he has in his forehead, the yellow one. Now, in the movie, it's yellow. In the comic book, it's actually blue. Right, it's blue. But I don't know why they changed it for the movie. I have no idea why. All I know is that's the gem he's dealing with. Because he's supposed to be a synthetic android, right? He's supposed to be of high mind. This is why he told Ultron that his faith in beings was unjustified. However, it was very justifiable. But being that he was seeing 2 sides of the coin is how he was able to come to that conclusion, because Ultron just seen one angle, and he was programmed to see one angle. Vision was able to see multiple angles of that parallel. But anyway, the soul gem, which is green in the comic book, and you haven't seen it yet in the movie. I don't know what else going to be in the movie still. It allows the user to still control, manipulate, and alter. So keep that in mind, what they're saying, because that's essentially what we're dealing with here. You know how everybody says that we're dealing with the Walking Dead. Our people are dead. They don't know what they're doing. They're just walking around and acting like animals or acting like monkeys or whatever. They're just acting stupid. Okay, right. They have no mind. They can't think. Right. But you have those that are living, quote unquote, that feel that living is having a big house, nice car, right? Having plenty of money in the bank, stuff like that. That's essentially what someone finds as living, whereas they see someone in poverty. So, in this case, when they're referring to the soul gem as being able to either steal, control, or manipulate, this is what the user do. The living and the dead. This means the controller, the user. Go back to Tron. Remember, old Tron and Tron, we done the same thing. Go back to Tron, where Flynn, every time he enters the game world that he created, he is called a user. So this is what Thanos would be, the user, right? Because he's going to control all 60 gems apparently in the next engine. Or it's probably Guardians of the Galaxy, part 2. Anyway, they're saying that the user is able to control both the living and the dead. So he's able to control both those that are living mentally, that are thinking. And he's able to control those that are dead mentally. Okay. And this doesn't mean anything about actually dying physically. They're talking about mentally. So that being the case, excuse me. Let me get some water here. That being the case, they're actually talking about how they're playing games with both the conscious and the unconscious. This is why I tell you that the atheist is in the same position as the believer. They both find, okay, for one, the believer, he's reads the material and his intention is to believe what he's reading. He puts no thought process in it. Whereas the atheist is putting a bit of thought process in it, but he don't believe anything you even give him. I've had arguments with atheists on simple things. That they say that they're scientific people, but they don't believe that. The atheist doesn't believe anything. So he's in the position he doesn't believe in the believers, and saying we should not believe. How that's the paradox in itself. So what happens to the conscious people? Those are unconscious don't believe conscious is the same. So he has control of both areas. That's why he gives you a red or blue pill. Either you're going to have the pill where you're going to continue to believe, or you're going to have the pill where you don't believe anything. Not the right thing, but nothing at all. So that's what the soul gem is saying. And then why they apply it to souls, because they're saying that they have control of your soul. This is supposed to be beyond your body. Your soul is supposed to be your breath, right? Well, they control every aspect of your breath, thing they're saying. They control every aspect of your ability to think. And what they want you to think. So this is what the whole soul gem represents. Now, why is it green? Well, I can speculate multiple reasons why it's considered green in the comic book. But we haven't seen the movie yet, so I'm going to leave that out for now, at least until I see it in some color in the movie. And I'll come back to it, but I guess anybody probably associated with the one of the green, one of the shepherds. But anyway, on to that, it says that the soul gem is also the gateway to a idyllic pocket universe. It also has the ability to steal the powers and abilities of others. Well, this is the common lingo here. But anyway, the soul gem is sentient and was hungry and has a hunger, for souls. It is also often considered to be the most dangerous, incorrupt of all gems. Mastery of the gem would allow the user to control all life in the universe, which is what he should. He believes he should control life in the universe. That means even insect. He wants everything to be deadified. Everything to be in the base. So even control insect life and tell you what these insects are, you don't actually study them yourself. That could be allowed. So yes, the soul gem is essentially the entire mental process of who you are. This is beyond the mind. Now, next up, you go into the time gem. Now, I speak heavily on time distortion, and I speak heavily on history being used as a weapon. I know a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying now. I said that 2 years ago, but I'm catching it. The ability to take time as dates, numbers, and use and facilitate that into a system where he can orchestrate the events he wants you to see and hear into to keep and into memory. But the time gem is one of those gems he is using. Now, before I go any further, I do want to say that the Infinity Stones he's talking about, all these deal with religious gods. Present and future. It also grants the user versions of possible futures and the ability to see into the past, as well as to stop, slow down, or speed up the flow of time. It allows time to travel, it allows the user time travel, i.e., the ability to change history and the future, and can age and de-age beings, and also be used as a weapon by trapping enemies or entire universes in unending loops of time. Now, it's mighty funny. I've been talking about this for quite some time, but once I actually started studying the Infinity Gems as of a few months, because I've been looking for a few months before I even want to talk either live or post this, because I'm keeping myself for some time. It's just when I started studying these gems long ago, I was like, dang, I've been talking about this, but now I understand it. So, okay, for one, he tells you that this gem in the comic book is orange. In the movie, you haven't seen the color. You haven't seen the movie yet. They'll probably show it in maybe. I'm guessing they're going to show that gem in some movie called Doctor Strange. They're probably going to show it in Doctor Strange. I wouldn't be surprised, but they're going to show that at the soul gem, maybe, because he's dealing with time. He's dealing with the soul, and he's dealing with time, and there's almost coming up. They may say that gem, one of the gems for Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2. Anyway, you haven't seen it yet, but in the comic book, it's orange. Now, what they're saying here is how okay, for one, I have to clear it up here. I mentioned before that I've been studying conspiracy theories since I was 18 years old, and I'm 34 now. So there is not one conspiracy I've not heard of. In fact, there's probably a couple that have surprised me lately, but I've pretty much heard them all. I heard about the Operation Northwind, Northwood. I heard about all the freaking alien conspiracies. I heard every conspiracy there's known. When I tell you that all these conspiracies they put out there for you, allow them to put out there for you. They want you to. They want you to design it in your mind. That's how they're going to incorporate it in time, because they're going to use time to do it. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean, hey, we're going to be time traveling. No, they don't time travel. They don't necessarily go through a time machine thinking we're going to go. No. These people use dates, numbers. They use you as numbers. And how are they going to start it? So, when he says that this gem can cause, can use to see possible futures, they talk about getting you a future. People say that they won't take guns from you for martial law. Okay, in the future there would be a military industrial. I gotta make people pass. I want people hearing what I'm saying. But anyway, when they're talking about taking guns from you, we hear this vision in our mind due to some movies we may see, but of an industrial complex. A prison industrial complex city, essentially, where the military is 24/7 on don't know what happened there. Oh, anyway. Yeah, anyhow. That is a possible future. The next future you hear is, well, they're trying to start World War III and they're going to blow up the planet. Okay, that's another one. So they create futures for you. That's the whole point. So when he said you can see possible futures, this is to give you a idea that what you are seeing may happen, but it may not happen. You may see something completely different. One of the futures is supposed to be that we are incorporated into machines. Another future is to say that you can live forever through pills. Which one are they going to go with is another. So no. Those futures are possible futures. Now, another thing he says is that, this says, that the ability to see into the past as well as stop, slow down, or speed up the flow of time. Well, have you noticed how time is increased or is even slowing down? It's doing everything. That's because, one, again, you want to see the flow of events that you have orchestrated happen at specific time. So, speeding up time, slowing down time to get these events is another purpose they have planned. Or what they have been doing all the time, really. So, it's not an ability to change history in the future. Oh, okay. Well, that's funny. 2 movies came out last year telling you that the future has not been set. 2. One of them was Terminator, Genesis. And the other was wait a minute. Jupiter Ascending. Go to the future has not been set. Oh, wait a minute. I think. Golly, I keep losing the connection here. I have to move somewhere. But anyway, what I'm trying to say here, I kind of lost track. I'm losing disconnect here. I never had the experience with actually typing. Oh yeah. Anyway, as I mentioned before in the past, they changed up the future. I mean, they not changed the future. They changed the past, right? They went back in time. Okay, quote unquote, not literally, but they went back to our history, quote unquote, and put themselves in that area. That they we know they weren't there. There was no proof of that. We don't see them on. Most people don't talk about Egypt. We don't see them on the Egyptian walls, man. We don't even see them on the thing I'm talking about. You don't see them on the Mexican pyramids, man. You don't see them nowhere. And those sculptures they keep talking about about the Middle Ages. They keep saying that their faces they ain't even true either. Man, they know where to be found. That's why I keep telling people, they don't hear what I'm saying. I got to argue with people about this shit. I tell them, hey, this person ain't been here that long, man. He ain't been on that planet this long. Y'all kidding yourself. He has not been on Earth no 6,000 years. That's a goddamn lie. And he is not on the Neanderthal. He keeps putting himself in that timeline as well. Because the Neanderthals came before he did. He's not one of them. He is not one of them. And they were not animals. They keep telling y'all people that they were animals, they were apes. No, he wasn't. That's stupid. Don't believe anything come out of his motherfucking mouth. Seriously, do not believe anything come out of his mouth. If he tell you the world will end the day, you know what? If it ends the day, fine. Say, that's great. Great. At least you won't be here. Shit. But anyhow, this time gem is to tell you that you control time. You use time distortion. And number 2, history is being used as a weapon because all these events are based on historical elements. That is what they're saying. Now, when you go to the next gem, it's supposed to be the space gem. Now, you have seen the space gem. Which movie was that in? I think that. Man, what movie was that, J-Man? I can't recall right now. I know in one of the Marvel movies, I can't remember. But I know in the Marvel movies, it's blue. In the comic book, it's purple. And it's always been purple to me because I used to collect comic books when I was a kid. So I always remember it being purple. That's why I confused the hell out of me when it's blue. But what movie did I see it in being blue? Anyway, the space gem allows the user to exist in any or all locations, move any object anywhere through reality in warp or rearrange space. Now, this is pretty clear cut. But basically, the control space is to be everywhere, right? And space means you're everywhere, right? Okay. Well, don't they have a U.S. embassy every motherfucking place on the planet? Isn't the embassy a base everywhere? Yeah, well, that's controlling space. That's to be everywhere at once. And that's to move objects, as they call it, which could be anything in this case. That can be people, that can be bombs, that can be weapons. To move things everywhere in every location. That's what the hell they're saying. So, okay. We already know what that means. So the control space ain't got nothing to do with the sky. That's what we call that space. They're talking about control the space on the planet. Control the space around you. So, when you see that in the movie, and Keegan said Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah. That was the Power Gem was the Dark World movie, Dark World, that's right. They called it the Ether. Yeah, we don't get into that one too. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, right? That's exactly what I was in. But anyhow, they want to control the space on the planet. They want to know where everybody's doing everything, where is everybody located, where you at, what you're doing, so they can watch you. That's the whole point of putting cameras everywhere. That's control your space. That's a lot to monitor you is to control your space. So as you hear in this, when I'm reading, it's to be in all locations, any location at once, so he can literally see where you're at. To invade your spaces, I mentioned people are space invaders. They're talking about aliens coming down from other planets to kill everybody. No, that's what they do. They come from motherfucking areas and kill everybody. Okay, so they are the space invaders. So when you're talking about invading people's space, they're talking about that, controlling your area and watching what you're doing. So what the space gem represents. And it's funny because it has the color of the crown chakra. Hold on, right? No, not crown. Crown is white. It has the color of the brow chakra. Anyway, the mind gem. Now the mind gem is blue, as I mentioned before. It's blue in the in the movie with Vision. Age of Ultron is yellow. I don't understand why just yet, but I will. I'm talking about this, but I know I'm going to go back and investigate a little bit more because it has to be a particular reason why they're changing the colors. I know it got a particular reason why. But until then, we're just going to say this gem means. Now, the mind gem allows the user to greatly strengthen and enhance the mental and psionic power and access the thoughts and dreams of other beings. The mind gem can access all minds in existence simultaneously. The mind gem is the manifestation of the universal subconscious. Okay. Now, as you read, or as you heard me read, that is, the mind gem is supposed to be able to, enhance your abilities mentally, right? Well, the downside to that would be to weaken your abilities, right? But strengthen theirs. Well, as I recall, every time they say that they're gathering intel or information on someone, what do they always say? We are gathering intelligence. So the mind gem is to gather the intelligence of people on the planet. And then to do that, it also to how can I put this? That's a good way of saying it. It's that, but it's also to put whatever they want to put in your mind. Give you whatever thought they want to give you. And they want everybody to think that same thought. This is what creates the one mind, what I call the one mind beehive. That's the whole point of creating that, is to have everybody think one thing. That's why you have to have that's why they have to have a one world religion or a one world government, which already have that shit, but it, it's nothing. It's nothing amazing. I don't know why people keep talking about. We don't have one world government. You already have it. Why did we the United Nations? I mean, have we not looked at it? That's the government. Why would you need it? What would be even deeper than that? That is the damn government. But anyhow, you don't have a one world religion. You still have people battling. So the reason why you need a one world religion is so everybody can be on the same level of thought. And that's what the conscious community is essentially going to do in the end. They don't know it though. They don't get it. They don't understand why the conscious is given to them, quote unquote. Yeah, well, how do you get to somebody? Tell them it's there. You should already have a conscience. Why do you think you're here? But when they give you something, give you a title for it, it's like, okay, well, then we gave them something to think about, right? Okay, well, now let's tell them how to think about it. Oh, not how. Let's tell them what to think about. Because they're not telling you how to think. They're telling you what to think. Now, that being the mind gem. So the mind gem is to control the thought process of the people on the planet, but it's also to guide their intelligence in their mind. So it's to gather what's in, which is your intelligence, supposed to be your wisdom. Whereas the soul gem is supposed to gather your breath, it's supposed to gather your essence, it's supposed to recreate who you are. That's the whole point of mind gem. But it strengthens them because now they know who everybody is on the planet. And, and they can know that even better by the fact we have these things called social media. But anyway, next is the reality gem. Now you've seen the reality gem in, no, that's right. I say you've seen the power gem in Thor: Dark World, right? No. You actually seen the reality. You actually seen. God, I keep losing connection. Gee, it's gonna be probably easy if I wrote this down. But anyway, you see the reality gem in Thor. And yet the purple gem is the one in Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the one. That's the power gem. Yeah, I'm doing my power rolling in. But anyway, the reality gem is the one supposed to that what's his name? Malachi, right? The Dark Elf, which is obviously. I don't really want to go into that movie right now, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I understand he's black, but that's all you gotta know. I'm not gonna go into it because I'm getting ready to break that movie down pretty soon, and I already have really another phone so I can post it. But right now I'm using a friend's phone here. But anyhow, when I get another phone, I will definitely be breaking down Thor: Dark World. Just I can't do it right now. Let me know here because when I start typing, that's when hey, I want my phone back. Yeah, okay, fine. But anyway, the reality gem. The reality gem allows the user to create any type of alternate reality. Well, I'll tell you what that means. Now, unlike the time gem, which creates possible futures, the reality gem is also fabric reality. Okay. Now, with the time gem, he can make a future up for you. Or which is they're called manifestation of destiny, right? Well, the reality gem, on the other hand, is to set forth that course that with time, in other words, time is supposed to set the dates. The reality is the one that controls what aspects are to be seen in the matter of time. So, with reality, he is able to get these reality. With reality gem, he's able to create the realities that he wants you to see. Which is one reality is to, damn, the hell, get away from me. You gotta be over here flying over me. Anyway, the reality is one reality we have the Black British Child House. This reality where we are somehow back in the 60s and never left. This reality where black people are being called crazy and being called troublemakers because we see this racism that's never ended. This reality where it's okay, for same-sex couples. I mean all this stuff, right? This entire reality, right, that's where we're looking at with the reality gem. Now, since he says he's able to create any type of reality, including we shape it. Well, you have this thing called the Mandela effect, which I find it touching. The Mandela effect was put out by a sage. Now I forget her name, and I've seen her in there long ago. I remember how she was. But she's the one talking about this Mandela effect. Well, this Mandela effect is a total game. All right, that's to help you question reality, but that's a purpose. They put that out there so you can question reality, but also to reshape it, to put things in the reality that you're in that you thought wasn't there, or you couldn't see it before. And it probably wasn't there, but it's to make you, like for instance, you can take history and remove our face from it, but put their faces there, right? Now, when you go into that history and you actually read it, then you're like, oh, well, no, actually, that was not black people. We were there. They faced it. They made sculptures, they make paintings, they make jars. And put their faces there on the jars. And even they it's funny. It was the black image is supposed to be a black person. But the funny part about that is that all of them are black, even what they would call white ones, because they didn't exist. They were not there. So by doing that, it's to make you forget that you existed, and to call you black means you didn't exist as well. So that's what it means when you're dealing with reality. It's reshaping it for you. Then to remove you from it is to make you forget it. And this is where the mind gem comes in. But understand this as well. This part I forgot, left out. Should I say? Maybe without saying it, but all the gems working cohesion work as one. One work like others can't. So whereas the reality gem has to coincide with the time gem, which also has to coincide with the mind. This is why it's on one hand. Or in his left hand. And we always have that little saying, let your right hand see your left hand is doing, right? Is that the same? So he put this gem on his left hand, which means he's all of these zones of time, or reality, or of force, to their forces. So the reality gem, the mind gem, and the time gem wasn't the same, but they act differently, but according to how one has operated. Now, as for the final gem, this isn't the final gem. This will be for now, because I do want to go into the gold gem, which is probably ego, but there's not enough information I found on that one yet. I will say that if it stands for the ego, then he understands what that means. But I'm leaving that a little bit alone for now. I'm leaving that alone for now. Power gem, but with her, it's the gem that killed Ronan. Now remember, in Guardians of the Galaxy, Ronan was yet again this. Then again, all Kree characters, which are blue people in the comic books, Gamora is supposed to be a different type of race. I forgot what they call her, but I think she's supposed to be half and half, something like that. But anyway, any character that's blue or green is black, period. So Ronan being played by a white dude in the movie, and Nebula being played by a white woman in the movie, are actually black people. But anyhow, because that's what the Kree are. Now, the power gem accesses all power, or allows the user to access all power energy ever has, ever exists, and allows the user to duplicate almost any physical superhuman ability. Now, okay, that sounds like some comic book jargon, thank you, but actually it has a deeper meaning. Now, he's talking about accessing all the power that ever has and ever will be. Well, and again, this goes back to reality. They're talking about they have access to your powers and the new powers that they now created. And understand the new power they talk about that they created is cybernetics, high advanced technology. That's what she's dealing with. So the interface machine they showed you in Age of Ultron, which actually was odd. Yeah, I should break that movie down, but I never. I didn't want to touch a movie that somebody already touched and made famous. But anyway, well, I still could do it though. But anyway, they're talking about they're talking about interfacing with machines. That's the new power and technology they're talking about. Then they're also talking about, literal power as far as controlling the people in society and having the resources and the land and that kind of stuff, right? And have military might, and control people's minds. And this is the funny thing. The power gem heightens the effect of all the gems on the government. So if you have the power gem, if you don't have the power gem, the other gems don't work. So you have to have the power. And he has all the he has power and power dealing with. So that is what you're looking at with these gems. And that is what this movie is essentially means. And Thanos, which is the image of a black man, is not a black man. He is the embodimental force of a melanin man, but he's actually a white man. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but they're trying to say they're us, or that they can be us. So that's the whole purpose of what Thanos is representing in this movie. But he's also a demon because Thanos' name is attached to a demon's name, a mythological demon. If I'm mistaken, actually it is. So we're talking about that. Even though he's a black man. Now, he actually was supposed to be a black man. If you look at the Avengers movie that came out in 2012, at the end of the film, you see a glimpse of Thanos and you see him turn around and smile. But, that's supposed to be CGI, right? Well, you got to put sensors on the actor. Well, the original actor that played Thanos for that scene was black. You actually looked this up. But they ended up picking Josh Brolin for the live action film Guardians of the Galaxy, and where she's also going to be the main version of Thanos in the new Avengers movies, right? But that's what they're talking about. So anyway, look at this. The Infinite Crusade is a religious, it's a religious, racial civil war. Because all aspects of this war is combined. You're dealing with religious, because you're dealing with a war against Christianity and Islam that really doesn't exist. Yeah, it really doesn't. They put that up. They made that up. Because that's all of them in cahoots with each other. But since the people, they believe it's an actual war. They go to war with each other. So the Christians and Muslims don't like each other. Those are our followers. The higher ups are like, that's good. They're playing out of the game. So, they're playing around with it. It's a chessboard. They're the black and white piece of board. That's why they were white. That's why they were Black Matter. Because, the black lies is actually the black piece in the chessboard. So you got the Crusades going on. Remember, like I mentioned that. Yes, exactly. Crusades. That's why the comic book was called The Infinite Crusade. And the Infinity. Then when the movies come out, it's called Infinity as well, right? They actually talk about the Infinity Crusade. So it's good. And remember you probably don't know it, but I'm not sure they're going to do it in the movie. I really don't think they're going to do it. But in the comic book, Thanos had to kill the elders to get that gauntlet. The elders being 7 in the I think it was 7 or was it 12? book actually is supposed to be 24. You're actually dealing with 24 elders. Now, what the elders are, I said, but you're dealing with the religious aspect of this war. That's where we have that's why you have your Donald Trump, the Trump card, talking about the Muslims the way he is. And then next you have the racial war. Racial war never end either, because you always had that. I don't care how many vaginas you have been in, that's white women's vaginas, or I don't care how many penises black women been, going down and getting stuck in, white boys. I don't give a damn. I mean nothing. This race war ain't never ended. That's just to pacify the time. And if you believe that it actually was no race war. But okay. So the race war aspect is playing out here, and then we see it heavily, especially in Milwaukee. Now the Civil War attached to that because of your rights. You're still dealing with the quote-unquote civil rights. You're not civil rights on civilized people. They're not civilized. So that's not the hope that is to say that everybody's got rights. I'm just picking on the Asian. They all feel like they're entitled to some right in this country, right? So that being the case, black people have been here the longest, obviously. We obviously had not gotten these rights. So everyone is going to be in this civil war because of the rights. The white people feel like they have the rights. So we want to make America great again. We these niggers are messing it up. They commit other crime. That's full of crap. They know that's full of crap. But and even I don't care what statistics you get to try to prove it. It's full of crap. You already know they put Negroes in jail and make them charge. He robbed the bank. It's not trying to do it. Well, obviously he didn't do it. And some have, I know some Negroes robbed banks. Yes. I know. But they ain't always good. So they got Negroes in jail for charges that ain't even true. You already see what's happening now. You see how this shit is coming to the public, where they're finding out, hey, well, these cops actually they've lied. They've been for something. You got them out now. So those statistics don't mean a damn thing. They don't mean nothing. But however, the object here is, like I said, to control reality and make you believe that's what black people are doing. So, okay. That being the case, that being the case, I create this time. That's what I'm doing here. So Civil War is a combination of just the infinity nation of the Crusades was in a civil war. Now, first I call this a civil race war. But now I started seeing the religion popping something. Well, I probably add a war to this. You can probably say even a food war, because that's going to be next. They're going to tell you there's no food. Right, because the food is contaminated. It's like they're telling everybody the ocean is contaminated. So yeah. And one more thing before I end this. The Infinity Gem storyline comes from Marvel's 999,000 universe. Oh boy. Now you want to talk about the Kabbalah. That's heavily in there. Because they're talking about the realms. Now, in Thor, they gave you the 9 realms. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That means as well. But yeah, understand this movie is going to show you all those things. You heard it first.